Hi everyone, welcome back to Magic Flow. Today's practice, let's start seated in a tall stationary position, whatever that looks like for you, cross-legged or kneeling. And let's begin to soften the gaze. You can look forward in front of you or down at the floor. Let your hands fall naturally where they may. And let's begin to cultivate our breath here. So breathing in from the low belly up the diaphragm, the chest. And as you exhale, letting the chest fall, ribs fall, belly fall. And again, inhaling through the nose, feeling the spine lift up. And as you exhale, relaxing. Take a few more moments to arrive and ground yourself here in this practice. And gently, slowly, when it feels right for you, you can begin to stand, coming up to the front of your mat, in Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, hands in prayer. Bend your knees and come into Utkatasana, chair pose. Reaching up out of the side waist. Looking forward in front of you. And as you exhale, bow, folding forward, standing forward, fold. Inhale, flat back, straighten the knees, look forward. And exhale, standing forward. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Step the left foot to the back of the mat, down dog. Pedal out your heels, feeling your hamstrings, noticing the low back. Feeling out your hands. And breathing here in your first inversion for today's practice. Clawing the mat with your fingers. And on your next inhale, let's ripple forward into a high plank. Exhale into chaturanga, low plank, and inhale up into up dog. Your next exhale, moving back into down dog, bum up. And let's step the left foot a few inches forward and step the right foot to the front of the mat and inhale, rise into warrior one. Reach the arms up, press the back foot in towards the earth, and just feel that nice extension all the way up from the low back, all the way up to your spine. As you exhale, let's hinge over the hips, hands frame the front foot, and bow. Coming into a quick pyramid pose, maybe even flexing the right toes up towards your face, and just feeling out that hamstring extension. Maybe bowing the head, and when it feels right, step back to down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, low plank, and inhale up into up dog. Exhale, move back to down dog. And breathe here, in and out through the nose, feeling the chest sink towards the earth. Few more times, few more breaths. And now let's step the left foot to the front of the mat, step the right foot a few inches forward, and inhale, rise, torso uplifted, arms overhead. Warrior one on the second set. So really press that back foot in towards the mat, and as we exhale, let's fold, hinging over the hips, coming into a quick pyramid pose. So keep the legs where they are, palms planted to frame the front foot, and just slightly bow. Maybe even flex the left toes in towards you. Breathing here, noticing if there's any tightness, any resistance in breathing. Breathing into those areas of resistance as much as you can. Your next breath, let's step our feet towards the back of the mat, coming into down dog. Inhale, take a breath, and as you exhale, ripple forward into high plank. And move into low plank, and inhale up into up dog. And let's move back to down dog. At any time, these vinyasas are optional and adjust and modify as you need. All right, this is your practice, so take a breath here. Inhaling through the nose and sign it out through the mouth. Feeling the space between your fingers, and let's walk ourselves in 4 steps to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, bow, fold forward, standing forward fold. Bend your knees and grab onto opposite elbows and let yourself dangle. Let your neck rest. And inhale again, straighten the knees, hands on your shins, look forward. And exhale, bow, standing forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise, bending your knees, lifting the torso away from the legs, returning to Utkatasana, chair pose. Looking up towards the hands, towards the sky. And on your next inhale, straighten the knees, palms in prayer in front of the heart, arms released down by your sides. Taking a few moments here, and let's inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bow, standing forward fold. Straighten the knees and look forward, and exhale, bow. Let's step the right foot to the back of the mat, bend into the front knee, and inhale, lift the arms overhead, coming into high lunge. Press into the balls of the back foot. Bring your arms into cactus shape, and as you inhale, reach the arms up as you bend your knees for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, and for 5. As you exhale, let's place the hands on the mat, and you can take your 2 blocks if you have them at your highest height and frame them on either side of the front foot. Flex the left toes in towards your face and begin to get comfortable in your half Hanuman, half splits pose. And if you'd like to come with me, you can also bring the blocks forward in front of you so you get a nice little bit of an armpit stretch. And now see if you can bow forward. At the same time, keep flexing the left toes in towards your face. Keep opening up that hamstring because this is going to be important later on when we work on our full splits. And if you'd like, you can also remove the blocks and come onto your hands as well. And I ask that you breathe and not try to force yourself. Don't want to tear anything. We want to go with the flow. Be very natural and feel a steady, comfortable, easeful asana. All right, on your next breath, let's bend into the front knee and step the left foot back, 3-legged dog. As we exhale, bring the knee in towards your head. For knee to nose curls for 1, for 2, for 3. Lift the left leg high towards the sky and then down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, untuck the toes and come onto your belly. Keep the palms where they are. And as you inhale, rise into Cobra Bhujangasana. Lift the chest and the chin away from the earth. Hug your elbows in towards you. And press the tops of your feet down towards the mat. Really feel your pubic bone pressed in towards the earth. And exhale, release. We're going to come into frog. So place the left forearm on the mat, bend the right knee, and place your palm over the tops of the right foot. And just see if you can bring the right sole of the foot towards the mat. And just breathe here, whatever that looks like for you, okay? If you're feeling a stretch in the legs, in the ankle, you are doing this pose, all right? Slowly release the right foot, and let's switch sides. Right forearm wide on the mat, bend the left knee, and place the left palm over the tops of the toes, the left foot, and press down. You don't have to press down very hard, just a little bit of pressure. The second set of half frog. Now we can come into full frog. So with the left hand where it is, bend the right knee and place the right palm over the top of the right foot. And see if you can keep breathing, lifting yourself up through the strength of your core, through the strength of your proud chest. If this at any time ever feels too much, you can come into half frog, or you can simply take a rest and meet us back in down dog. Wherever you are, slowly release. And let's bend both of our knees, grab onto the outsides of our ankles, and inhale, lift the chest and chin up and come into Iyengar bow. Let's flex the toes back and keep the thighs on the earth. Inhale one more time, lift the chest and chin up, and exhale, slowly release, let go of the grip, and move back tabletop to down dog. Inhale, step the left foot a few inches forward and step the right foot to the front of the mat. We're coming into pyramid pose again. So draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Keep your hips square to the front of the mat as much as you can. Now you can keep yourself here, straight elbows, or if you'd like, if it feels spacious for you, you can begin to bow, hinging over your hips. Maybe a slight bend in the elbows if your arms are a little bit longer, and see if you can get the forehead to touch. Maybe flex the right toes in towards your face as well, creating more of a hamstring stretch. You can also take your blocks like I am doing and reach them forward in front of you so that they're a few inches away from your toes at whatever height you like. And let's give ourselves that nice armpit extension, that stretch there. All right, slowly bend the right knee. Let's move the blocks out to the side. And let's heel toe our feet to the widths of the mat. So we're coming into a really wide-legged straddle pose. Now, wherever you are, just make sure that the outside edges of your feet are firmly gripped so you can really feel your pinky toes pressing down on the earth. If you don't have that stability, close the distance between your feet. All right? Breathing here, you can place the forearms on the floor or maybe just the palms on the earth or maybe palms on top of your supports, your blocks. We're going to breathe here, feeling out the openness of our hips. And let's come onto our palms, pivot the left foot, the right foot towards the front of the mat. And let's see if we can come into our floor splits by sitting down. And if you need some support, you can place a block right underneath the right thigh like I am doing here, and simply place your palms in prayer in front of your heart. All right? So you adjust and modify as you need. And just know that in this pose, we are really just focused on hamstring extension, right? We don't need to have the long lines. We just want to feel that stretch here. Know that your practice is lifelong. And if you'd like, you can come with me, maybe walk the hands forward, grab onto the outsides of the feet with your hands, and bow forward. Right? This is named after Hanuman, a monkey god who jumped a really big jump. And so this is a pose that kind of encapsulates that epic, heroic feeling. It's a very powerful pose. So on your next breath, wherever you are, let's see if we can move our hips to the outside of the right hip, put the pressure there, and slowly swing the left leg forward. And let's shake out the legs. And when it feels right, stand at the front of your mat in Tadasana pose. Inhale, swing the arms overhead. And exhale, palms in prayer as you dive, standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, bow. Soften the bend in your knees, soften your neck. Let's do another flat back here. Inhale, look forward, reach the chest forward, and exhale, bow. This time, step the left foot to the back of the mat and inhale, rise into your high lunge. You can also lower the back knee if you'd like at any time. Cactus shape your arms, and as you inhale, let's lift the arms overhead as we bend the knee towards the earth. So for 1, for 2, for 3, 4, and let's dive folding forward. Lower the back knee, and let's take the 2 blocks, framing the front foot. We may need to adjust the back leg, maybe bring the knee back a little bit. With your palms planted on the blocks on either side of the front leg, flex your right toes in towards your face and breathe here. Maybe even placing the blocks a few inches forward in front of you, giving yourself a nice hamstring stretch as we work on the extension in the back of the right leg here. Okay, so you can bow forward, feeling into this pose. And if you'd like, you can also bring the blocks out to the sides and see if there's space for you to bow with the palms on the earth. All right, let's step back to down dog. Let's lift the right leg up towards the sky. And as we exhale, knee to nose for 1, for 2, and for 3. Inhale back into a 3-legged dog, and exhale, right foot on the earth, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward into high plank, and as you exhale, come into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, rolling over the toes. Now let's untuck the toes and place the whole body on the floor, palms underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, peel the chest and chin away from your mat. Inhale, lifting up, gazing forward in front of you, feeling the strength of your low back here as you press the tops of the feet down towards the earth. Inhale one more time, and as you exhale, release. All right, we're gonna do that frog. So place the left forearm wide on your mat, bend the right knee, and let's place the right palm over the right foot. So we don't want to have any knee pain as we do this. If you have any knee sensitivities, I ask you to honor yourself and do whatever you need, adjust, modify, or take a break. Right? This practice is about listening to our body and our needs. So listen to the intelligence that your body holds. Let's switch sides. So right forearm on the mat, bend the left knee, and the left palm over the left foot. And just slightly press down so that the left foot is on the outside of the left hip. Continuing to breathe throughout your practice. And now this time, without moving the left palm, you can also bend the right knee again and place the right palm over the left foot. Full frog pose here. Keep lifting yourself up. I know it can be kind of tricky to balance here, but inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, really press the pubic bone, the pelvis down towards the earth. Releasing, letting your chest fall down on the mat. Readjust the grip so you grab onto the outsides of your feet with your hands. And come into Iyengar board by lifting the chest and chin away from the earth. Your thighs are still on the ground, and let's try to have a little bit of activation in the ankles by slightly pointing the toes. All right, release, and let's move back to tabletop and down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high, and exhale, step the left foot forward in front of you. We're coming back into pyramid pose, so slightly small stance between the feet, about 3 feet distance. You can take your blocks and bring them a few inches forward in front of you as you flex the left toes in towards your face. The more you reach the blocks forward in front of you, you're going to feel that armpit stretch as I've been mentioning, but you might find it might be easier to bow forward. If you prefer not to do that armpit stretch, you can always just place the blocks on either side of the front foot. And you can also place the left foot on the ground if you find you don't want to flex the toes for that additional stretch here. So you get to adjust and modify as you need. Take one more breath. And then let's bring ourselves to the middle of our mats and extend the legs, widen the distance between our feet so that our feet are almost on opposite widths of the mat. As you do so, you may find that you need to place the forearms or the palms on the floor. And just breathe here, right? So you want to have a firm grip, so really press down all 4 corners of your foot in towards the earth. And now let's slowly walk ourselves to the front of the mat with our palms, and we'll find that naturally we can lower the right hip down towards the earth, coming into a full splits pose. And if this is not accessible for you today, you can always take a block and place it underneath the left thigh. You could also place a pillow or a bolster underneath the right hip as well. So try to support yourself to feel comfortable and powerful and strong in this pose, right? Some poses are going to be trickier than others. So let's just see how our body feels. In any shape or form that you are in right now, see if you can breathe and find some spaciousness. Coming down to these last few moments in our splits pose. So it requires a lot of open hips, warm hamstrings. Doesn't happen overnight, right? So giving ourselves some grace here for simply trying and experimenting something new. And breathe. Continuously breathing into these difficult, uncomfortable situations. Seeing how we can change how we react to these things. And just how we can take what we've learned on the mat, off the mats. A few more conscious breaths here. Beginning to tune in to each inhale and each exhale. On your next breath, let's slowly walk ourselves back upright if you went down with me. Let's move our hands to the back of our bum and see if we can lean the weight over there. And now let's see if we can extend both of our legs forward in front of us. All right, let's extend the right leg out and bend the left knee, left sole of the foot on the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold forward and Janu Shasana, head to knee pose. Now you don't need to have a grip on your foot. You can simply place the forearms on either side of your shin. I want you to fold forward from the strength of your core rather than from the strength of your shoulders. So no rounding in the shoulders, and if you need to come up a little bit higher or you need a bend in the right knee, please go for it. And wherever you are, continuing to inhale, lengthening your spine all the way up to the crown of your head, and as you exhale, release one final time. And inhale, come up to center. We'll switch sides, left leg out, bend the right knee, right sole of the foot on the inner thigh of the left leg. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, twist over to the left and bow forward. And again, you can grab onto either side of the left foot with the palms, or simply just let your hands fall on either side of that left leg. Softening into this pose and finding some moments of surrender here. Right, this is your practice. On your next inhale, let's bring ourselves back upright. And let's extend the legs forward in front of us, and let's move the flesh away from our sit bones. Flex the toes in towards our face, and as we inhale, lift the arms overhead, and exhale, bow. Coming into Paschimottanasana, Western Forward Fold. Now, if you need to, you can bend your knees. You can also make a big toe lock with the two-piece fingers if that is accessible for you, if that gives you space. If you find that the lock, the hold is not helping, again, just arms on either side of your legs. Remembering again to breathe, cultivating your prana, your life force, your vitality, and simply letting gravity do its work here, right? The more you flex the toes in towards your face, the more you're going to feel that sensation. And depending on how much you'd like to feel, you can flex your toes more consistently or just every so often. And breathe here again. Letting the belly fall on your thighs. Relax. All right, on your next inhale, let's slowly come up tall seated position. And now let's bend the knees and place the soles of the feet together. Grab onto the tops of the feet with our hands and inhale, puff up the heart. And exhale, bow in Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. You can bend the elbows out to the sides, or you can stay a little bit higher up depending on how you're feeling today. Feeling the openness in our hips. And again, giving thanks to ourselves for showing up on our mat today, showing up to ourselves, to our discipline, to our commitment to take care of our physical body, emotional body, intellectual body, breath body. On your next inhale, look forward and sit up. And now let's come so that we sit in between our heels. You might need to tip forward, but come down so that your bum is on the insides of the heels, and see if you can come into a straddle hero pose by walking the hands behind you. And if you'd like, you can place one forearm on the floor and then the other forearm on the floor, maybe even looking back behind you. If the weight in your head, your neck can support it. But if not, keep your chin tucked towards the center line of your body. But if you've done hero pose before, you can also completely let the arms fall down, let the shoulders touch. Maybe reach the arms forward, upwards, and grab onto opposite elbows like I'm doing here. If you're completely down on the mat, slowly tuck in your chin so that your gaze is in the middle of your body, and simply breathe here. And if at any time you need to turn out your knees, please do so. But just feeling this gentle heart opener wherever you are. As we come down to the end of this practice. Breathing in, I'm aware of my in-breath. And breathing out, I'm aware of my out-breath. Alright, we're going to slowly come back. So reversing our steps, one forearm on the floor, then the other forearm on the floor. And then bring your knees over to one side, and then see if you can lie back on the mat. We're going to come into our spinal twist, so wrap the right thigh over the left thigh, lift the hips just an inch so that you can scooch them over to the right side, and let the knees fall on the left. Open your arms or cactus shape them, and look over the right shoulder just to complete our spinal twist here. You can let the gaze fall, and just connect to yourself, to your breath, to the space around you. Taking these last few moments to thank yourself for showing up. On your next breath, let's bring the knees back to center and uncross the legs. This time, left thigh over the right. Inhale, lift the hips and move them just a scooch over to the left so that you have some room to lower the knees to the right side. Look over the left shoulder and try to keep your arms where they are if that feels good. Both shoulder blades on the floor here. I want to thank you so much for showing up to your practice today. Blessing everyone who is tuning in. And when it feels right for you, you